Hello, my name is William Snellgrove, Saulteaux Tribe, Fishing Lake First Nation, Saskatchewan, Canada, Treaty 4 territory. My spirit name is Kanipawit Makwa, which is standing bear. And people have been asking me a little bit about what the 60 scoop is, and not everybody knows what that is. It is a policy of assimilation that started back in, I think, the 50s and went up into the mid 80s. And what it was the Canadian government would steal Indigenous children away from healthy homes and families and tribes. And so I was one of those kids taken, those babies taken. I was taken actually the day of my birth, April of '71. I didn't even see my mom. Day of my birth. I didn't even see my mom for the first 32 years of my life. But anyway, but my first memory was was scary. It was just a big hall with a lot of beds, and I knew it wasn't right. I knew it wasn't natural. Something was very, very wrong, but I didn't know what it was. This is, because this is all I knew. This was all I knew. I can remember going from house to house, and I didn't quite knew what that was, but I was going around from foster home to foster home after that. And then later on, I was adopted by a white American family, hence my last name, Snellgrove. Again, I didn't know quite what that was. I just kind of remember, I kind of remember vaguely that that I had my own room for the first time. Like I wasn't that old. I really wasn't that old, but I have all these memories still, Wasn't that old, about 2.5, 3, something like there in that time frame. And I can remember having this big room. They said go upstairs and pick your own room out, and I'm like, I didn't even know what was. The thing was, the Snellgroves were a white family, and I'm obviously not white. I'm obviously Indigenous, and back in the '70s, there wasn't a whole lot of racial adoptions. There really wasn't. My entire life, almost the time I was 12, I felt like a guest with the Snellgroves. Like at some point that they were just going to kind of let me go and just kind of send me back to wherever I was, and I just didn't get it, man. I just, there was anger, there was frustration, and again, I just couldn't show that. I couldn't show that. Like I thought if I was good enough, that they would allow me to stay there. I thought at any minute that the government car was going to pull up and they were going to take me, and that's just something had in my mind. I didn't know what it was. With school, they talked about family and they talked about moms and dads, and I kind of went home and I kind of had that feeling that like they were that, but like I didn't want to cross that imaginary boundary to really say, like, Mom, are you my mom? That type of thing. So I kept on living on the edge of not really knowing and too scared to ask, kind of thing. It was really, just living on the edge. And, back in the '70s, it was really just, it wasn't cool being Native at all. It's cooler today, But, back then it was just, we were considered dirty, and we were just, I was born with a cleft palate, and all the kids were making fun of me, and it was just, it was just a big mess, and so, just kind of the way I grew up, just, a lot of hate in my heart, man, a lot of fear, a lot of hate. And, we'll talk more about this, a little later, but I just wanted to let the people know, kind of like a little bit of flash, just a quick flash of what it was like growing up indigenous in a white culture.